Hello everyone. I'm just going to do a quick video about naming compounds. So we'll start off with an ionic compound. And we'll take a look at the first one here. So we got to come up with a name for that. The key to this is noticing first of all that we have aluminum, which is a metal. And we have bromine, which is a non-metal. And so we're going to get an ionic compound. So if we get an ionic compound, the first thing we want to do is look and see how many different possible ions aluminum is going to form. So you take out your periodic table and you look for aluminum on here. So it looks like aluminum's right there. Okay, so aluminum's right there. And it's got a +3 on it. And that means it only forms one possible ion, and that will be +3. So let's go back here. So aluminum's +3, and if it only has one possibility, the naming's really easy. So this becomes aluminum bromide. Noticing that bromine is changed to bromide. Okay, let's go find something that's a little bit more difficult. So this is a polyatomic ionic compound. So the ion here is more than one atom, so it's polyatomic. And so we have tin, SN, and we have nitrate, NO3. And so we still have to look up the charges for those. We have a metal and a non-metal again, so we know it's ionic. And we're just going to go back and look at the periodic table. And we're going to look for tin. So tin's right here. Hopefully you can see my little pointer. And tin can be +4 or +2. So we have to decide which one is present in this compound. So I'm just going to write 4+ or 2+. We got to decide which one we have. So to help us figure that out, we have to figure out the charge on the nitrate. So we'll go back to our periodic table here. And you can see nitrate up in this chart at the top is NO3, and it's -1. So let's go back here. This is going to be 1-. Okay, now we'll go up here and we'll just take a look at how the charges are going to give us something that's neutral. And we know we have 2 because of the 2 up here. We have 2 nitrates, and they have to be 1- because that's the only possibility for them. And we have only 1 tin here, you can see. So we have 1 times something, and that's got to equal 0. So it's either going to be +2 or +4. Well, it seems pretty clear. This is going to be -2, that this would have to be 2. So that will be +2, and that will be equal to 0. So there's our indicator of which one of the ions we have. So this is going to be tin. Now tell me whether it's 2 or 4. Use the Roman numerals. 2 nitrate. And really that's kind of the hardest one that there is on this list. The only other thing here is if you have 2 non-metals, they're going to form covalent bonds and be a molecular compound. So in this case we have carbon. Notice I didn't write monocarbon. If it's the first element and there's 1, you just write the element's name. And now we have 4, so this is tetra, the prefix for 4, fluoride. Okay, and that's how you name the compounds. Now let's go backwards. Let's start off with the name, and we'll use the name in order to create the chemical formula for it. So I don't know, I'll just pick one at random. Let's do tin 2-phosphate, just because we already used tin, so we know what it is. So we've got tin, and we know that's 2+. It tells us that it is right there. Okay. If it didn't, we would have to go back to the periodic table and look to see what the charge is. We'll do one of those in a second. Then we have phosphide. Okay. So we have to go, let's go find phosphorus on here. So we have here, and you see this in this particular periodic table, it says phosphide already. So that's 3-. Okay. This is going to be P, and this is 3-. Now once again, we have to figure out how to make this neutral. So we've got 2 positive. We need some number of tins plus some number of phosphides, and they're 3 minus, to give us 0. Well, again, depending on your math skills, you should be able to quite easily see that this is a 3 and that's a 2. Okay, so we need Sn then, 3. Ooh, and we lost it there for a second. Sn3, and then phosphide P2. Okay, and we'll just quickly do one where you don't have this, so we can just see how we handle that. Okay, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. And so let's do calcium nitride. Okay, so we have Ca for calcium, and we have N for nitrogen, and let's go look up both of their respective charges. Okay, in here. So calcium plus 2, you can see right there, element 20, plus 2. So put that on there, plus 2. Chemists like to put the plus after. Nitrogen, minus 3 minus. Okay. So that's 3 minus, and I should have done that here too. So it should be 2 plus nitrogen 3 minus. Okay, and again, we just have to figure out how many of each that we have. It should be pretty clear after a while that this one's going to have to be positive 6 and this one's going to have to be minus 6. So this is going to be 3 and 2. Okay. So we have Ca 3 N 2. We'll just look at some of these. Now if you see the prefixes, then you know that you have a covalent bond that makes a molecular compound. So this one, di, means 2. And we have chlorine. And then mono means 1. And oxide for oxygen. So 1 oxygen. So we have Cl2O. Okay, I think that gives a good cross-section of the different possibilities. Just try out the rest. The solutions to the rest of the sheet are on the Google Drive student resources.